True.
Dude, speaking of drugs, are you still on the I feel like 2 years ago we talked about you doing a bulk and then I just never talked to you since. And what's the update? What have you been up to?
I don't know. I probably need to touch base with you again and do a new thing. It'd be fun to I'm not really doing anything right now. I'm working out, but I would like to do something, and I don't know. I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I want to do a thing. I don't know if that makes any sense.
You're pretty gung-ho about doing like growing phase and then cutting down again, but then it kind of like fell off your radar.
Yeah, I just got like busy and like real world stuff was happening, and I got distracted. But I've been thinking about that recently, actually doing something. I've got like a full home gym and everything, and I'm really well set up to do all that stuff. I just haven't really felt. I don't know. I've got a kind of all or nothing about it, so I've got to like have a whole like plan behind what I'm doing to get super into it.
Something else that helped you, and just because we would chat every day when you were doing the transformation, was having Derek over your shoulder, like giving you tips and instructions. Like it was all the time, Derek, that I'd be like, damn, you're looking great, Kyle. You should stay where you're at. You know, you don't want to lean out too much, because he would show a picture of him looking fucking juicy, looking good in the gym. And I'd be like, dude, you're killing it. Congratulations. He's like, yeah, I got to lose 48 pounds until I get to my goal thing. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. And he's like, Derek told me what to do. And if I don't, I'd be like, hey, Kyle, you want to play Warhammer tonight? And he's like, I can't. I got to go run 13 miles because I have a report in with Derek tomorrow. And if I disappoint him, I'm going to kill myself. He was so motivated by not letting Derek down.
Well, yeah, like I told him I'd do the thing, and like I was doing the thing, but it would be toward the end when we were cutting weight. It was like, I only lost 2.1 pounds. And he's like, would have liked to seen 2.5. And I'm like, well, I did everything you said.
Yeah, not quite well enough though, did we?
maybe you just didn't want it enough. And so it'd be like, all right, well, we're either going to have to cut calories or add cardio. And I'm thinking like, please cut calories.
And meanwhile, like Derek's not the kind of guy you can like look at and be like, you don't know how hard it is, because he's done all of it.
Yeah, it was I all that cardio at the end I hated so goddamn much. I would be in the fucking gym at night just so angry, staring at the wall, just angry at the wall. And
you'd send pictures of your meals, and I would be like, dude, prisoners in Guantanamo are eating more flavorfully right now than you are. Just big bowl, a mixing bowl full of white rice and ground beef.
Yeah. At first, when I started with the vertical diet, when I first started the vertical diet, I did, I like to cook. So everything was in its own little place on a plate and like plated well. It's like, here's my meat, and here are my vegetables, and here's the other vegetable, my little glass of cranberry juice, my little glass of fucking bone broth. By the end, I'm drinking the bone broth cold out of the refrigerator, followed by the cranberry juice cold. And then I've just got a big soup bowl full of the whole meal, and I'm eating it over the fucking, in the
kitchen.
Was wild.
That was within like the period where you told me that you hadn't eaten a vegetable in like a decade was like 2.5 years away from when you became like Superman.
Yeah. Yeah. I just didn't eat a lot of vegetables other than maybe fried potatoes.
Fried potatoes. Yeah. That's a little cheaty.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorite clips of the show is watching, I forget what his name is, trying to talk about how fit he is. And then you're like, I'm probably the fittest guy on the show.
Oh yeah. I think at that time, Kyle, you'd only told me that you were doing it, and you were, even when telling me, you're like, I would tell Woody, I'm not keeping it a secret from Woody, but Woody's just such a great guy. He kind of struggles with secrets sometimes. And so I think he might accidentally spill the beans. And then when Woody finally did get the explanation, Woody was like, oh yeah, I totally would have spilled the beans.
Oh yeah. I don't ask questions about things that I have to keep secrets on. I used to be nosy like that. I'd want to know things. Now, every secret is a burden. I don't need to know.
Yeah.
Who was it that said that you weren't fit? It was Tucker.
It was Tucker. Jericho.
Shout out Tucker. Love him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because at the time, the internet was teasing Kyle for being chubby. And Kyle was like getting swole and fit, but also wearing jackets and hiding it. And
yeah, I was gigantic. There was a period like
that was such a good bit.
Because we like bulked for 10 months or something like that. and because I was fat when I started, like by the midpoint, I was beefy. Like I was just really, really big. When I was at like 220, 225, I was really fucking big. I took up a lot of space in the world at that point. That's when Taylor wanted me to stop. He's like, "You look like a linebacker. This is it."
Yeah, dude.
Scary.
Dude, that picture you took where you were yoked up in the gym in that tank top. I'm like, dude, you've achieved it. Stay. Like you're enormous. Like you walk into a grocery store and you're elbowing people out of the way.
Oh yeah, just shoving them down onto the ground.
It was pre this. It was pre this. Yeah.
Yeah, this is after I cut down a little bit. I'm still pretty chubby here, honestly.
That's the one. That's the one where I was like, Kyle, you're fucking living the dream. You're enormous.
Yeah, I'm pretty enormous there. I really am. But I've got like love handles going on. Like I'm chubbier than I want to be.
Yeah, I dare anyone to tell you that.
I feel like if you did it again and you just did a proper controlled bulk and then stopped short at like the 70% of what you did, Mark, you could have something that was like sustainably to hold without it ruining your life kind of thing and still be like striking distance of 10%. Mm-hmm. That's what I would see as like,
I really enjoyed the cutting part. I genuinely did. Like there was a part toward the end where you're like going from like 12% to 10%. And I think at the end, the Dexa said 8.5 fucking percent. I was like, that's fucking cool. That's fucking cool. I loved that part. I liked the last weeks of the cutting when my body felt like it was eating itself. But every day you could like see that, I don't know, you could see ounces coming off. Like early on, you don't even see pounds come off. But by the end, you see these ounces coming off. And if you're dehydrated,
there's like a breakthrough point where you almost have like, you feel like you're almost perpetually hungry, and every pound you lose thereafter, you see like an incremental change in your composition. And that's like the most rewarding. Because when you first start cutting, you're kind of just like a flatter version of fat, and it sucks. But then once you kind of like break through, every couple pounds that falls off, you're like, oh, I see more serratus definition. It's deeper now. And
when you break through, definitely.
No, but I wish that Taylor would do a thing with me. I wish that we would do a dual challenge.
Dude, where Taylor, we get you on GLP-1 and TRT, and you look unrecognizable.
What's GLP-1
Like tirzepatide or semaglutide.
Oh, okay. Well, he needs to eat though, doesn't he? Is he going to be able to eat enough to like get big though
He's had enough.
Wow. And that's, that's fair. I do. I would do like eating kills me.
So if I was hypothetically overseeing Taylor, I would be saying like recomp rather than bulking up and then cutting down. It would be like eating close to maintenance and trying to like milk what you can out of that, build up your kind of baseline foundations with a sufficient amount of calories, but not overkill to pack on any fat. So, and then cut from there.
That's what I should do. I know what should be done.